Today, I'm sharing an article titled, Appreciating Those Who Speak Frankly. There's a question online. How can one improve their interpersonal skills? The top-rated answer is to speak frankly. Don't always make people guess. Not everyone has the patience to accompany your uncertainties. If you have something to say, just say it directly. Beating around the bush not only wastes both parties' energy but also prolongs the time to solve the problem. All conflicts, misunderstandings, and prejudices come from not speaking frankly. Speaking frankly is like clearing the fog to see the warm sun. Only then can life be filled with sunshine. By being sincere with others, we can quietly enjoy the joy of interaction and the leisure of life. 1. Much love and misunderstanding come from not speaking. Some time ago, my best friend told me she wanted to get a divorce. The cause was a trivial matter. On Saturday evening, my friend prepared a table full of dishes her husband loved. She eagerly called him to ask when he would be back. Unexpectedly, he hastily said over the phone, "I have something here," and hung up. When he finally returned home at 11 p.m., she rushed to ask if he had dinner, only to receive the answer, "I ate," as he turned to the bathroom to take a shower. My friend's warm heart instantly felt doused with cold water. She sat stunned on the sofa for a while before getting up to clean up. She hadn't eaten a bite of the meal she spent all afternoon preparing. The next day was their 5th wedding anniversary. They had planned to watch a movie together, but after my friend got dressed up, her husband said he had something urgent and left. She told me he used to come home after work, but recently he always says he's working overtime and doesn't come home for dinner. When I ask him anything, he gives half-hearted answers. So she kept wondering why he always had his phone and what he was doing when he wasn't home, growing more anxious daily until she could no longer take it. Until the other night, as I was finishing a report at the office and passing by the restaurant we often frequented, I saw her husband wearing a helmet and delivery vest, preparing to take an order on his phone. At that moment, tears welled up in my eyes. I quietly took a picture and sent it to my friend. Her husband was fine, he just couldn't express himself. Seeing his silhouette braving the cold wind, my friend couldn't help but cry. She immediately called him, saying, "There's nothing embarrassing about you working hard to earn money. I've made your favorite noodle soup, come home to eat." Sometimes, a simple and straightforward expression can dispel days and nights of doubt. Many issues are conjured from guessing because you haven't given your partner the confidence and answers they need. Keeping things hidden in your heart isn't a way to care for your partner. It's coldness and neglect behind the suspicion. 2. Much love and misunderstanding lead to separation. In saying one thing and meaning another, love and hate intertwine, leaving people weary. Sometimes, in a relationship, it's not that the two people don't love each other, but rather the words that don't match their true feelings turn sweetness into bitterness and sincerity into harm. Originally, they could have been together happily, but in the end, it leads to separation. Initially, we care and feel for the other person, yet we always use hurtful words to push them away, even pushing them further and further away. My neighbor, Mrs. Wang, is just like this. Every time I come back from a business trip, I hear her arguing with her husband. "I told you not to come to the airport to pick me up, and you really didn't come. I've been giving lectures for 2 days and am exhausted. Can't you show some care? You said you'd take a cab home, so I didn't go. I was busy tutoring our son, thinking you could rest for a bit." Who asked you to tutor our son? I still have to review what you teach. From entering the house to going to bed, they argued until all the tenderness in their hearts and warmth in their home had vanished. Speaking frankly in a marriage is the most intimate and trusting form of communication. There's no need for innuendo or beating around the bush. Ask directly what you want to know. Express what you want. Discuss what you don't want to do openly. There's no need for concealment or falsehood. The other person will naturally feel your sincerity, and both parties will cherish this uncomplicated happiness. 3. The most comfortable relationships are where you can speak freely. In the show The Happiness Trilogy, a small detail leaves viewers feeling warm and comfortable. It was drizzling in the evening and Mr. Keon and Mrs. Keon planned to have hot pot for dinner. They discussed who should go get the condiments. Would you mind going to the store to pick up the condiments? Do we have to get them tonight? I'm afraid we won't have enough. I'm worried I'll get lost. You just follow the camera crew. Okay, I'll go. In reality, life is already filled with trivial matters. Work is busy and interpersonal relationships are complicated, making people feel stressed. When we return to our loved ones, we hope to relax both our bodies and minds. So when there's a need, just communicate it directly. When you're unhappy, bring it up openly. When you see socks lying around, just say, "Go wash the dirty clothes." When you see toys scattered around, just say, "Please tidy up the toys." When an anniversary comes and you see the bag you've been eyeing, just say, "I want this. Let's buy it." When returning from a business trip, tell him in advance, "My flight arrives at 10 p.m. Please remember to pick me up." In many small matters, expressing yourself directly is much more satisfying and straightforward than feeling awkward or beating around the bush. In a relationship between two people, there's no need for deliberate concealment, no need for guessing, no saying one thing and meaning another, and no blaming the other for misunderstanding. Love should be expressed directly. If you need something, say it clearly. If you're unwilling, speak up. Don't ignore your partner because you're silent about your love, nor hurt them by saying the opposite of what you feel. May we all lay down our pretenses, speak freely, and put down our defenses, treat each other sincerely, and spend a lifetime with our loved ones in the most comfortable way. That's all for today's sharing. Feel free to leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and share this with your friends.